Welcome back. I'm joined by Sportsman's Championship correspondent Pascal to look ahead to Blackpool's home match with Ipswich at Bloomfield Road on Saturday. Pascal, it's been a long time coming, but Jose Riga's finally been sacked. Blackpool going into this match managerless, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I think the writing was always on the wall for him, and I think it's hard to blame him because he did a really good job keeping Charlton in the league last year, and he was probably unfortunate not to get the Charlton job on a full-time basis. And when you look at what Bob Peters has done there, you think would it have been different for him if he'd been able to get the Charlton job? But even so, obviously, it's been documented how much of a struggle it's been at Blackpool. They struggled to assemble a squad in time for the new season. They've only won once all season. They're now, I think, 7 points adrift at the bottom from safety. So that's a long way, and there's only 14 games been played. So, yeah, real problem. And it looks like Lee Clark he's the man who's been linked with the job at the moment. And is that the right man to come in? I'm not too sure because he obviously hasn't done too well with Birmingham the last 2 years. He did really well with Huddersfield in his previous job before that, but didn't have the best of times with Birmingham, and he got recently sacked last week. So if he now goes to Blackpool, he'll have a lot to prove, and maybe that'll be one of the things that will help him if he knows that he didn't do well with Birmingham. He's got a lot to prove with Blackpool. So I think Blackpool, they come into this game, disappointing 3-0 loss to Reading last week, and it's just hard to imagine them ever winning a game because they do look so much weaker than a lot of the other teams.
Would it be fair to say, though, they need a win? Is there many better sides to be playing in Ipswich when you need a win, given their current form?
Arguably not. Ipswich, yeah, they're not doing well at all at the moment. They were so good in September. I think they won 4 in a row in September, but since then they haven't won a game. I think it's 5 without a win now, 4 draws and a loss, and there's been some really disappointing ones there as well because they've been leading, I think, in 4 of those 5 games and not been able to convert any of them into wins. They conceded injury time equalisers against Forest and Blackburn. They went and lost to Cardiff. Cardiff deserved that win, that's fair enough. But then last week they were back at home. Portman Road is usually really good for them. At home to Huddersfield, who were in decent form themselves. But Ipswich didn't play well in that game, that's the thing. But they went 2-0 up and they looked like they might have just ground out a result. But in the end, Huddersfield came back to draw 2-2, and it's just another disappointing result. And Mick McCarthy said afterwards that he was livid with his players, and they need to get back to winning ways. And there isn't many better teams to play than Blackpool, really.
Can they do that then? Can they get back to winning ways?
I think so. Even though Ipswich are in a bit of bad form, Blackpool, it's hard to imagine them winning this game, to be honest. And I think Ipswich are going to win 2-0.
So, Sportsman's going for a 2-0 Ipswich win.